Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now guys, I've had a couple of weeks off just because I wanted to chill for a bit and not stare at a screen for as much. Am I indicating? No. And that didn't really go to plan. So anyway, we're back. I got a few things to talk about today. I have not planned a single topic, so instead we're just gonna discuss some stuff. First things first, I nearly made what I would call a mistake. I nearly sold my MT the other day and bought an R3. It's so cold, it's like 10 degrees at the moment. It's freezing. And I left my gloves in the garage, so I feel like ice already. But yeah, so I nearly bought an R3 just because I thought I haven't tried a 300 yet, so maybe that could be fun. So I'm glad I didn't, because, you know, I love my MT. There's a lot that's going to happen to this bike in the coming months. I'm even going to try and put an MT-09 headlight on it, which is a big project. So if you guys want to see that, remember to leave a like. We're going to be putting the dual MT-09 headlights on the MT-07. I think that'll be amazing. But yeah, so I nearly bought an R3 because I thought, you know what, why not? It could be fun to have an R3 for a bit and do something different. Where are you going? Oh, you're going in the bush. Which, don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against R3s. I bet they're an amazing bike to own. But I feel like I would just get bored of it, because the CBR 500R I had, I got bored of so quick. It just wasn't quick enough in the corners for me, and it didn't have enough oomph like this bike does. Like, I'd pull back on the throttle and it just wouldn't go. I've got to turn off down one of these roads. I am so cold in this wind. But yeah, so there's that. So I prefer the real feeling, if you know what I mean, like the rocket feeling. So not going to get a 250, 300. I've got nothing against the R3s. I bet they're amazing, as I said. So if you have an R3, don't take it to heart. It is an incredible bike, but I'm going to stick with my trusty 07, which is weird because I've got something else to tell you guys about the R3. I slowed down way too much, way too soon. Another strange thing about the R3, did I say R7? Is that I was going through insurance quotes for a few bikes like the 650R, the 650F, the R3, MT-03. Any bike I think I would want to trade for, kind of thing, you know. The MT-07 I'm currently paying $280 a year, which I think is a good price. I think that's quite cheap. I was like, hey, maybe it's a lower CC, less power, and a cheaper bike, so maybe my insurance will drop. I was so wrong. An R3 is like, I think I was quoted $950 a year for third-party fire and theft. Which, comparing that to my MT-07, it's just mental. It's 3 times more expensive with, you know, 3 times less the power. So I'm not sure why that's so expensive for me. The 650R is £600 a year, which is understandable. It's a sport bike. I don't fault that. Oh, I love back roads, and I don't like cyclists in my way today. So my insurance is messed up. So my cheapest bike that I found is the MT-07. I did a quote for an R7. I was like, you know what, I'm never going to be able to buy one because they're too expensive for what they are. But, you know, sure, I'll check out a quote, see what it would be, because I nearly bought one. The R7 was nearly my bike last year, but I decided not to. And it turns out they want $3,500 a year, third party only. I don't get it. What can I have? So I've got an MT-07, we're staying with it. For $280 a year on insurance, there is no way it's a better financial decision for me to have fun right now. So I'm going to stay on this bike, which is, I'm not complaining about. It's got exactly what I need. And there was some guy I was watching on TikTok earlier, I think his name is MT Turbo. He spent $3.5 grand putting a turbo on his MT-07, and it has like 120 horsepower, and that was $3.5 grand. How much do you think my insurance would be if I put a turbo on an MT? Do I have to tell my insurance company? I wouldn't want to do that phone call. Yeah, so, and then I was like, you know what, I've got other ideas. If I can't have a 300, I'll have a 125, because they're fun. As an extra bike, guys, as an extra, I'm not selling the MT-07. So I was, you know, how much will a YZF-R 125 be a year? I called up my current insurance company and said, how much would it be to add a bike? YZF-R 125, £70 a year. MT-125, £44 a year. 40 a year for a 125, it's mental. So I might try find a dirt cheap 125 that we get to fix up together and just fuck about with, I guess. Let's go this way. So that's been my kerfuffle the past week or so, is trying to figure out how in God's name do I get a different bike that's not going to break my bank. Because the most expensive part of getting another bike for me is the insurance, not the actual bike. I can do that, but as soon as it gets to paying the premium, it just skyrockets. Whee! But yes, I'm dreading my insurance next year, because I'm coming up to my 6th year of no claim soon, which is really exciting. Which means we then get to do our, what is that? We get to do our A in June as well, guys, soon. So in June I'll be making a video on getting my A license, which I think would be cool. And then we go on to a litre bike. Say goodbye to the MT-07 and hello to an R1. Now it is confirmed I will get an R1, but there is a clause here. It totally depends what year I get, because you have the Big Bang R1 and you know, fuck it, let's break the law. Yeah, so you got the Big Bang R1 and then obviously the new R1, but there is a huge price difference. You can get Big Bang R1s for, you know, something small and stupid such as like £3.5 grand. You can get them cheaper than MT-07s. I better slow down. It's great, it's great. And then you can get other ones, like the newest one I want is like the 2015 one, or 2015. What's going on? It's like 2015 and beyond, yes. Yeah? Something brand new and exciting, so with a bit of thrill. Like, it looks fit, sexy, I can wrap it, I can fuck it, I can do whatever I want to it. So, you know, that's quite exciting, but there is like a 10 grand difference. Lights here since when? There's a 10 grand difference between that. Because the bike I want, I've been looking at prices, they're all like 12.5 grand. It's mental. Oh, a blonk. I don't even see the point of spending, you know, 15 grand on a bike for myself. I just don't. Single file. Now I'm a motorbike, single file don't apply to me. Whee! So I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I love the new ones. The new ones are the dream, but budget wise it may have to be, hello, budget wise it might have to be an old one, which I have no problem with. The Big Bang is still a stunning vehicle in my opinion. God, I love just going for a chill ride for a bit. I love doing this. But yeah, that's my plans. And anyway, I want to say something else now. Episode 1 of the Bikers podcast is out. Top link in the description. It's on Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music. It even got our own YouTube channel. So go check that out if you want, guys. Oh, back to it. So we talked about, I did speak to a very enthusiastic, is that kid waiting? I upset their dog, but the kid was happy. Whee! So, I did have a look. Well, actually, hang on, let me get my sentences right. I went to look at some bikes and I spoke to a professional man, I guess. And I said, I have an MT-07. I'm trying to decide between an R6 or an R1 for my next vehicle. Please help me. You know, R6 or R1, because, you know, you can start with a 600 and then go up to an R1. I was like, what is the difference in actual power? And, you know, they're all like, well, one's got 106 horsepower and the other has like 72. So I was like, what's the actual difference? Like, how is that going to benefit me? I'm going to go this way. I made a last minute decision there. So how's that actually going to benefit me? Like, why should I go to an R6, which is a tiny step up, compared to going to an R1, which is like a coffin on wheels, I guess. And he said, well, if you get an R6, you're not going to notice much difference between this and the MT-07. The MT-07 has everything you'll need, and there's a rumour that it will beat an MT-07 will beat the R6 off the line, and then the R6 overtakes. So the MT has a better lower end. So I don't know how true that is, so don't hold me to it. But it's possible, so I do want to try an R6, but I've completely crossed it off. Because R6, in my opinion, is too slow. I need something with power. See, you know these roads here that we're currently going down now, if you go like 5 years back on my, 4 years really, 4 years on my channel, that's back when I had the R125, and these are all the roads we used to do together, which is really exciting. I can't believe I've been doing this for, you know, 4.5 years, this channel now. We started in 2018 together. You are so slow, my guy. We started in 2018 together, and now look at us. I've gone through many names. My first name was Nath, the original, and then we went to Nath Barden for a bit. I just picked my actual name. Now we've gone to Nath Rides, which I think is perfect. It sums up my channel. I am Nath and I ride. I can't tell you what I ride though, that's a big secret. Oh yeah, I had my brake pads done with Tom, yeah, and so my brake pads, we got the old ones off, and there was nothing left on them. Like, he said, your rear brake is very spongy already. So I was like, let's see how much brake pad I have left. Turns out I had like none. Like none. So I got these Brembo red ones that match the bike. They look so cool. Like you can see like red brake pads, which is quite nice. And that's quite exciting on its own. I like the colour red for this bike because it's the main colour. But my god, my rear brake, if I tap it, I perform an emergency stop. It is rapid, this rear brake. I love it. Why do I feel like I'm the one holding traffic up? I'm doing the speed limit. Okay, anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to leave a like, and please do subscribe as it helps my channel out a lot. Never mind you're stopping at a red light. I will tell you about the Bikers podcast for a minute, because this is a little passion project of mine. So the Bikers podcast I've been working on with Talk for the past month, which is mental to say that it's been a month. We have 4 episodes made. We're making the 5th one next week, and every Friday at 6:30 PM we release an episode. So this one is motorcycle laws that need to change. We talk about a theory being added to the CBT, A2 being scrapped, and how they want to change the laws now we left the EU. Next episode is a complete secret because I'm not sure which one I'm going to release yet. But so if you do want to go over to check this out, it's on Spotify, YouTube, as I said. Link is below. You can choose to watch it on your platform. I'll link the RSS feed that way. I love this bike. It just pulls off so well. But anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like, and please do subscribe as it helps my channel out a lot. Guys, if we get to 100 likes, I will buy a brand new 125 tomorrow. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.